Hey, 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 how's it going? Gnome here, server X160, the best in the West, all the best people representing the top. In the old Arkham Asylum, good people, really rocking #1, some of the best, yeah, strong. And y'all know where to find me here. We're going to go over the Lascivious death. It's this kind of just a preview, some predictions, an idea of what this clan has to offer. The symbol they have down here is tank, but the female is a mage and the male is a tank. And we'll go ahead and start with him. It looks really cool. Has a big two-handed blade, I'm guessing. Maybe can be used both. Has the scale armor coming down his arm, matches at his waist, the double horns up top, and he's got, see these like 6 like claw hands coming from behind him. Looks really cool. Just from look, I would probably go with him, but let's check the female real quick, her appearance. She's really cool too. She's holding some energy. Again, she's a mage, you can see that down here. She's got the little tiny demon wings, and then she's kind of got like a cloak that's flowing down as well. The twisted horns. She looks really cool too. She doesn't have the 6 demon claws coming around. I really like that in the male. Um, let's see what he can do. So again, he's a tank. So we'll see what this guy's all about with the tankiness. When any demon ring is his passive, when any enemy takes damage equal to 10% of their hit points during battle, absorbs 1 wrath from them. So 10% of their hit points during battle. So say they have 100 million. If they take 10 million, then he's going to pull a wrath from them. When the absorbed wrath reaches 4, consume all wrath to summon an aura that follows for 5 seconds. So it must be a ring, something like that. When the aura is active, you and allies within the aura take 40% less damage, that's significant, and recover 8% constitution per second. So that's 40% constitution regen too over 5 seconds. Enemies within the aura take 150% strength damage per second and are marked with the demon mark for 8 seconds. Now remember, he's a tank. So, excuse me. So from a strength perspective, he's not going to have a whole lot, especially if you didn't spec him with the Guardian Stones for strength. Maybe if you have a female Galabar also, so you were focusing on tank strength, this might work too. If the absorbed wrath reaches the limit again while the aura is active, consume all wrath and refresh the aura's duration. So it just keeps healing, keeps absorbing less damage. And remember, this is only when enemies take damage equal to 10%, not anyone on the battlefield, so it's not your team as well. His active is Shadow Entangle. Oh, and remember, they were marked with a demon mark for 8 seconds. That's significant, 8-second demon mark. Nerix releases dark energy, linking to the enemy with the lowest constitution for 4 seconds. So the lowest constitution, that's not even by percentage, it's just the lowest. During the link, when Nerix takes damage, the link target also takes damage equal to 70% of that amount. Dang, that's really good. So they're going to be hurting their own ally. If there's an enemy with a demon mark on the field, anywhere on the field it seems, Nerix will also link to them, increasing the damage they take by 36% and reducing their constitution recovery effect by 55% during the link. So that must be the arms that are sticking out on that look like they're like claws or something. So he releases it linking to the lowest constitution and anyone that has a demon mark. And they will take 36% more damage, and their constitution recovery is reduced by a little bit more than half. That's pretty awesome. So anyone that's got this demon mark, for just taking 10% of their hit points during battle, worth of damage. This guy's going to be pretty monstrous. But remember, he's a tank too, so he's healing everybody around him. He's offering damage reduction by 40%, and he's applying these demon marks. And then when his active goes off, they take okay, is it 4 seconds as well to them? Okay, so 36% extra damage. And then the target takes damage that he's taken, 70% of it. That's pretty awesome. Now, I don't know if Narek still takes the damage or if it's all 70% of it's projected onto the link. That would be pretty sick. His ultimate, Spectral Slash. Nerix raises his weapon and charges for 2 seconds. After charging, he performs a large side sweep forward, dealing 200% strength damage to enemies in range. Strength damage again, tank. And adding extra damage equal to 150% of the damage taken during the charge. So whatever the damage was during the charge, so say he's taken 100 million, then he'll dish back 150 million. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty insane. Woo! That's pretty sick. And you definitely want to make sure enemies are stacking on top of him and attacking him. This extra damage cannot exceed 20 times his strength. So if he has 8 million, that would be, what is that, 160 million, which is, we just used an example of the 100 million, and that would have still been within range. During the skill release, Nerix is granted immunity to death and control. That's cool. So that's even during the 2 seconds where he's charging, and then whenever he does his cool attack, and he's granted immunity to death and control during that. So can't die. So if he's low life, he could kind of go out with a boom. During the skill release, Nerix is granted immunity. Oh, sorry. If the hit enemy has a demon mark, if the hit enemy, is it all the hit enemies have demon marks? He recovers 30% of the constitution from the damage dealt by this skill and reduces the enemy's damage dealt by 30% for the next 4 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, and remember, demon marks is if anyone's losing health, just by 10%, it'll be on them for 8 seconds. So if anyone has a demon mark that's hit by this, by the charge and the attack, he'll regain a bunch of health and reduces their damage dealt by 30%. And remember, if they have a demon mark, they, where was that? Or no, if the active's on them, if they're linked, they take 36% more damage. This guy's really cool. So his ult's neat. He kind of can have the potential to do a lot of damage if he's taking a lot of damage. He deals a bunch of damage and then he heals a ton of it, based off the marks or the demon marks. So that's pretty cool. I'm already thinking, hmm, you're probably going to have to do brutal on him because he's a tank that will require brutal. The last tank that I ever put brutal on, I think, was female Galabar. This is, he's going to, wants Constitution here due to his passive. So you're going to want to get energetic. So brutal and energetic. You might not need honorable because with this demon ring, which is going to be going off a lot, sometimes just staying on for a while, you're going to be taking 40% less damage. So maybe saving honorable and doing a hulking or for the team, doing something like this has the potential to hit a lot of people. So the new Necromancer, the Requiem clan, you could potentially put their trait on here, and they'll have less crit rate, which could be helpful. Um, what else? They're going to be taking more damage. So you kind of want him to take damage during his charge. So that reinforces us not getting honorable. But you need to have the hit points to be able to take the damage. So that's definitely energetic. I would put brutal on him. First tank to have brutal for me, other than female Galabar. And then he's kind of just healing your team. And this guy's really cool. You're going to want to maybe pull enemies to him. So whenever he uses his Shadow Entangle, um, well, that's anyone with a demon mark on it, actually. So it doesn't really matter where they're at. I guess for his ultimate, when he performs a large side sweep forward after he's charged up, you're going to want to group people up for that potentially. But um, yeah, I don't. This guy's pretty impressive, honestly. You could flirt with a healthy, even though it's not worth it late game, really. Um, you can go with an icy touch because he's taking a lot of damage and abilities. Icy touch is the Esterir clan trait that when he takes active or ultimate damage, the attacker takes more damage. That's pretty nice for him. What else could you do? You could do impair on him. He seems to do damage to a lot of people, so being able to make them take more damage in that way could be pretty good. Um, let's go to the female real quick, and then we'll kind of do some more traits and some synergies. All right. So her passive is Evil Minion Protection. When Melody's HP first drops below 50%, or she takes lethal damage, she becomes immune to the lethal damage and summons a slave, Darren, around the enemy that attacks Melody. So someone who gets her below 50%, or if she takes damage that would kill her, lethal damage, then this Darren appears and attacks that champion. This can trigger up to 2 times per battle, so she can have 2 Darrens. Darren inherits 100% of Melody's base attributes and shares all damage Melody takes while alive. So shares it, meaning she's going to be taking significantly less if she's sharing it with Darren. Additionally, Darren's skill damage from enemies is reduced by 60%, and this reduction increases to 75% when the enemy has a demon mark. This is the first clan duo synergy. So the demon marks go hand in hand with each other. So if they have a demon mark, Darren takes 75% reduced skill damage from that enemy if they have a demon mark. And remember, the other champion put a demon mark on them if their life dropped below 10% of their max. Or, sorry, if they took 10% of their max at any point. Darren's normal attack deals 240% strength damage and has a 60% chance to stun the enemy for 1 second. So I'm seeing some synergy with Male Water Sun, with Voidborn. Those are all some possibilities. It doesn't seem like anybody needs to be bunched up yet. So her active is Undead Carapace. Melody casts Dark Magic, granting herself and all slaves a demon shell, increasing their crit evade rate by 30%. Whoa, that's cool. Um, how long does this last? It lasts for 6 seconds. It's good since there's so much crit right now. It allows people to evade that. So that's her active. The demon chill lasts for 6 seconds, dealing damage to nearby enemies each second equal to 7% of the enemy's max con without exceeding 1,000% of her own strength, which is 10 times. So that's pretty insane. 7% of 100 million is 7 million. And that's each second for 6 seconds, so 42 million damage. That's pretty nice. If Nerix is present, he will also receive the Demon Shell. So there's that cross synergy there. That's cool. So the Darrens get it, Nerix gets it, and she gets it as well. So that's 30% crit rate evade, even though that doesn't matter at all with Queen of Frost, because Queen of Frost can get through all that real easily. And then the ultimate is Demon Covenant. Melody unleashes powerful Dark Covenant magic, prioritizing a random back row enemy to become her slave and adding a layer of demon mark to them, lasting for 7 seconds. This slave will prioritize sharing 60% of the damage Melody receives but cannot recover energy. So if they get a demon mark, remember, they're also, if you have Nerix on your team, the male, they're also going to take 36% more damage. And I forgot the rest. We'll have to look it up. So she puts a demon mark on them. They're enchanted or enslaved for 7 seconds. It will prioritize sharing 60% of the damage Melody receives but cannot recover energy. So, and it prioritizes, I'm guessing, over the Darrens. So now that person's soaking up her damage. That's pretty crazy. Oh, yeah, so we got to focus on these demon marks because they both can utilize them basically. Um, so that demon covenant, she gets an enemy on the back row, random back row enemy. Watch it always be the same one. So watch it be P4, P5 always. The damage dealt will be increased by 40%. While attacking speed by 100%, they'll use normal attacks to attack their allies. So they won't use any of their abilities, sadly. But damage dealt by 40%, attack speed by 100%, and if she gets a really quick attacker, that could be pretty devastating to have an ally out for 7 seconds. But remember, it's still a form of control, and there are a lot of people out that have control immunity or can prevent it. So keep that in mind too. But the slave has a demon mark, and the demon mark, if you recall, so say she takes one of the back rows as a slave, when he uses his active the next time, it does if there is an enemy with a demon mark on the field, it will also link to them, so they'll be linked to. So not only will they be a slave, they will be linked to. And then when he takes damage, the linked target also takes damage equal to 70% of that amount. So if this guy's really getting wailed on, problem is he just doesn't have a taunt or anything. But with the demon mark, they also have increased damage by 36%, which is significant, and their constitution recovery is reduced by 55% during that link, though. And with the demon mark, um, and we'll remember with when the rat's being absorbed from enemies when they're taking damage, he's getting this 40% less damage for everyone around him. So if you have other melee champions, maybe you don't have to put an honorable on them, and you could just rely on that as well as the constitution recovery. So that's huge. That's significant. And then enemies are taking 150 strength damage per second, which isn't significant because his strength is weak, but they're getting the demon mark. That's the big part. And remember, the demon mark with her as well. Um, oh, this is the shell on the allies. Oh, the demon mark means the Darrens don't take as much damage from them as well. So that's pretty nice. This is going to be very complex. I'm really looking forward to see how this all turns out. Um, so I would definitely give her brutal. She's probably, unless you're putting her with him, she might need an honorable. They're going to be taking a lot of her damage. She crit evade rate's going to go up, so that's good for her. and for the Darrens and for the Narek. So don't forget that. They're going to be taking an enemy out of the battle on the opposite team, basically. Oh, and there's two Darrens, and they both stun. So that's really good for a Male Water and Sun, potentially. Male Water and Sun's going to be healing this guy who's taking damage and just dishing it out. Healing's good for him, it looks like, because it's all based off the damage he takes. So a lot of enemies out there are dealing a lot of damage. So as long as you make it where he could survive, people that are he's linked to are taking damage, and when they're taking damage, they're getting more demon marks. Demon marks, they're suffering damage, and like, oh, it's a very interesting combination here. So with him, I would do the normal tanking kind of build. Let's see. Might even potentially be able to give him a loyal. The problem is I don't know what the clan trait is yet. So that could be pretty interesting. We'll find that out here in like 5 minutes. And so with that being said, uh-oh. Oh, this is just a... So I'm going to get any last minute Beast Feast stuff. Get this all cleared out. Oh, so much spam. So much spam. Stop it. Spam, 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 spam. This is ridiculous. It's because I log in on the PC and it has to update, I guess. It's just so ridiculous. Look at this. It's like the whole 7 days of anyone who gets rewards. There we go. Okay, stop it, stop it. Let's go to Beast Feast. Let's spend any extra things we need to spend. Because we got 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah. Looks like we got 2 cooks we can do. That's just like a little bonus. Oh, at 9:32. I can dig that. I wish I would have had that earlier. So we'll go ahead and go and do some arena with those. Hopefully get a nice little win here. Everybody's spending them real quick. Nice. Got the 2. And then you got to spend your stuff. What do I got? 48. I'll get some more bouquets. Get 8 more with that last little bit. And I'll even see if I can in any way spend the last 65. Oh yeah, one of these will do it. No. Oh, an energy potion. Oh boy. Yeah. So I don't have any more quests to do. I'm basically tapped out. It's a bummer. I was at 102 trying to get to 100 so I can get one more of those crystals for the sanctuary. But hey, it is what it is. I think we had a gold key for this. I don't think I'm going to be able to capitalize on. I don't have the diamonds or anything for it, so I won't even dwell. Which is a bummer, because then I could have a little bit more to try my luck at the wishing pool, which is probably just swelled to filling. Oh, nope, not even anything. So I'll throw all of those in there. Alright. Yeah, they're actually about to just drop this new clan now, so... we were talking about some traits that you could possibly put on them. I don't think there's anything else I need to do for my events or anything. You know, when you go through that last mental list, just, oh, did I do it? Oh, I didn't do my advanced arena. Do you want to see one of those real quick? Or, never mind, you're not even going to be able to see one. Because I'm going to do it the quick way. Oh, lag. So, but the male, anything like, you could even do searing armor. I really like the icy thorns or icy touch for him. I think that is really nice. For her, just you're trying to think about survivability for both of them. She's going to be controlling the battlefield, and with all her stuns, she's going to have male water and sun there. So again, maybe giving the male hulking and icy touch; those would be two really good ones. The female. Um, I don't know yet. It's going to be tough because she has a bunch of minions, and we haven't seen really a champion like this. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. Um, Looking forward to it. So you could give her team or group buffs. Definitely, we talked about maybe an honorable would do well with her. Alright, I'm just going to skip these. But I would love to show you these battles. Sadly, I don't get to show you. So it's just about to turn for the reset. Oh, I won all three. That would have been a really good one to see. Do we have anything else? Oh, this last guy. Let's go ahead and take him out real quick. Move that down. Oh, it just turned, I think. So this might use one of my new days worth. But so the clan should be out today. I'm going to see how we're going to acquire this clan. In fact, maybe we'll look real quick, just see how we acquire the clan. What kind of event? Return to the underworld. Maybe it's just a plain summoning event. Um, Lascivious death. Here's the female. She kind of shot off a little magic missile, did a kiss. Yeah, it looks really cool. Alright, let's see if they're going to hit us with the male. Um, Looks like we got, this is just the Cupid thing, I think, that we normally do. Yeah, I guess she's just oh, there's a jigsaw collection for them too. Um, let's see what you can get. Ooh, look at this mask. That's worth it. Crit evade rate by 3%. That's helpful. The only issue is I don't even know if I have enough summoning stones to do this. I thought that there was going to be some kind of event for it, so I might be missing out a little bit on this one. Let's check. Oh, there they are right there. Oh boy. So we'll see what I can, at least I can get the male and kind of do some experimentation with both of them. And it'll give you all a better idea of if you want to go the female mage or the male tank. So. But with that, I'll kind of keep this video a little shorter since we're going to do the summoning and everything in the other video. But thanks for watching. Of course, if you like the video, give it a like. Subscribe if you like my content, and hit the ring notification, the bell notification, if you want those videos as soon as they come out. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the actual gameplay video. All right, see ya.